One of the things that I can tell you that super successful business people do, that unsuccessful business people don't, is to always have a plan on what their next 5 moves are going to be, and always have an exact plan in their mind on how they're going to execute on their goal. Now, this doesn't mean that it's always going to go their way or that they're going to succeed every single time, but they have it all mapped out exactly how they're going to do it in their head. Stay until the end of the video and I'll share with you, and you'll realize why this can make you or break you. My name is Andrew Pizzi. I'm an entrepreneur and investor here out of Las Vegas, and I want to welcome you to the AP Show, where we'll be focusing on how to build a great life around health, wealth, love, and happiness, which are all needed in order for you to have a great life overall and not just in one specific area. I have a favor to ask from you. Please hit the like button so that YouTube can push this content to more people and they can come on this journey as well. With that being said, let's begin. Let me start the video by asking you to pause the video for a few seconds and ask yourself the following question. Do you already know what your next 5 moves are? Is your vision so clear and mapped out that you already know where you're going to be in 5 years from now, 10 years from now? If your answer is yes, I want to congratulate you. Most people don't even know what their next month will look like, yet they want to be successful even though they don't have any plans or they don't know what their next moves are going to be. Let me give you a little context here. The average chess player knows what their next 4 to 5 moves are going to be. The amateur ones know what their next 2 to 4 are going to be, and the pros know what the next 8 to 12 will be. And that's why you see such a huge difference in their game and their confidence if you compare a pro with an amateur. I can tell you that, as silly as that example sounds, it's the same thing in business and in life. The better prepared you are for your next moves, the better your life or your business is going to be. Think about it for a second. Don't you feel better when you get to work and every single task is already organized one after the other compared to just having a list of tasks to do? Or when you have a morning routine that you follow every single time exactly the same and you have it organized already step by step? For example, if your morning routine consists of waking up, brushing your teeth, making your bed, meditating, then going to the gym, coming back, showering, getting ready, and then heading to the office, and you follow it exactly the same every single day, you're way less likely to miss one of them instead of just having the tasks, knowing that you know that you have to do those 9 things, but because you don't have it organized, you end up doing 2 today, maybe 3 tomorrow, or 1 the next day, just because you don't know exactly in which order you're going to do them. Before we go into how to structure your next 5 moves, I want to make sure that you really understand the value behind it. It will not only help you with the organization of your day though, but it will also help you with any business plan or any goal that you have in life and help you put together a plan to execute that goal. Creating your next 5 moves is also going to help you health-wise, and I'll tell you how. It'll lower your stress levels and your anxiety levels. I'm a huge believer that anxiety is something that comes primarily from the lack of preparation or the lack of planning, because if you think about it, if you get to your office and you have a goal, but you don't have a plan for that goal, your stress is gonna go up because you don't even know where to begin. Is that right or am I wrong? Comment below if you think that that's correct. For example, I can tell you that I have 0 concerns that my insurance company is going to hit its goals. But the only reason why I have no concerns about it is because I have created a set of tasks that everybody in my team is going to follow, a system and goals that we know clearly what we need to do in order to hit those goals. If I didn't have that preparation and those systems created, I would be worried and stressed about the fact that we might or might not hit our goals. Now, you might be asking yourself, how do I know what my next 5 moves are going to be? And to answer that question, it really depends on what stage of your life you're in, because my next 5 moves are not going to be the same as your next 5 moves. But today we'll be covering 2 things. The first one is how to structure your next moves, and the second one, I'll give you the first 5 moves that you should be looking for if you're getting started. So let's get this going. The first move is actually going to be the hardest one out of the 5 moves we'll be structuring today. And it's because the first move is to identify who you want to be in life and what you want to accomplish. But I can tell you that this simple move is going to be the difference between you being 60 and looking back and saying, that's the exact life that I wanted to live and I'm so happy about it, or looking back and saying, I have all these regrets, I didn't do this, I wish I would have done that. And that is the reason why the first move is such an important move. That's why when you sit down to answer that question, you have to answer this question in a very selfish way. The question has to be, who do you want to be? Not who your husband or wife or cousin or mom or friends, not what they want you to be, what you want to be. So you have to answer that question in a very transparent way so that when you start going in your life, you live the life that you want to live and not a life of comparing yourself to others. Because here's the problem that I see with most people though. Let's say that when you sit down, you say that what you want to be and what you want to accomplish is to make $80,000 a year so you can afford a nice house and have a nice marriage with a nice family. If that makes you happy, then more credits to you. Congrats. But if when you see your friend making $1 million a year, you feel even an ounce of envy from within you, 2 things could be happening. The first one, you weren't being honest with yourself when you sat down and planned for who you wanted to be in life, or 2, you're living a life of comparing yourself to others. Either one of those 2 are very destructive. And so what I would recommend you to do if that happens is to sit down and reevaluate who you really want to be in life. Once you do that, then your move number 2 will be to sit down and now with a clear vision of who you really want to be, identify what talents you have and identify what industry or where you can put those talents to be used in order for them to achieve your goals. If your talent is that you're a numbers person, then what kind of industry do you want to get into where those talents can be used? It might be banking, it might be investing, it might be retirement accounts, it might be anything related to numbers. If you want to be an entrepreneur and have businesses, you need to also identify what talents you have so that you can quickly identify what other talents you need for the business you want to create and have a successful business. By the way, it's very important that you don't let your ego into this move, because what happens a lot of the times is your ego, if you want to be an entrepreneur, might be telling you that you have to be the number 1 person in the company, the CEO or the leader, when your talents might be better used as a number 2 or 5 or 6 or whatever. So when you identify realistically what your talents are, you're putting yourself in the best position to win. You don't always have to be number 1 in a company though. Sometimes one of the biggest exits of people that I know are them being number 5 or number 6 because they're not a good number 1 person. Move number 3 is then to heavily study the industry that you're getting into based on what you want to achieve, but also, and most importantly, based on what you discovered in move number 2, which is what your talents are. Your goal in this step is to become an expert in the industry that you pick. You want to go deep and not wide into this industry. You're going to hear a lot of people say, diversify, have businesses in different industries so that your risk is not all into one, which is true, but you can only do that after you have mastered the one industry you started with, then you can go to others. If not, all you're going to be doing is reducing your chance of success in the first industry though, because your focus is going to be in other many things. Then move number 4 is to find the model that you want to follow, meaning you need to go find a person or a company that is doing and achieving the things that you want to achieve so that you can reach out to them and work for them or with them. One of the easiest ways to fast track your success is to work hand by hand with a company or a person who is already at where you want to be and have proven that they have success in the industry. That's what I did before I started my own insurance company. I went to another insurance company, I talked to the CEO, I told him that if he was a mentor to me and showed me what I needed to know, I would kill it and bring so much business to his company so that then I could execute my move number 5. Move number 5 is to now decide on whether you want to go on and start your own company now that you know what it takes and how to do it, or if you want to decide to continue to work underneath that person and continue to be number 1 or number 5 in that company that you work for. With that being said, thank you so much for watching, and as always, feel free to follow me on Instagram so that you can get daily content from me there. Take care, everybody.